I got 50 hours on the Yanmar 425, so it's time for maintenance. I figured the easiest thing to do is just to go get the maintenance kit for the tractor that has everything that you need. This does have everything for the 50-hour maintenance except for the hydraulic fluid. And I did have to order the hydraulic fluid from Tahiti or wherever it came from, as it's the actual Yanmar brand hydraulic fluid. This tractor is under warranty, so I don't really want to play any games with these people. I'd rather just use what they ask us to use. The tractor is an SA425, and nowhere on this box or in the literature does it say 425. And actually, if you look right here, it actually says it's a maintenance kit for the 221, 324, and 424. But if you look up all these numbers, all of them except for the fuel filter or the fuel filter insert are actually for, they'll actually work with the 425. I'm gonna go get the tractor warmed up, bring it to the garage, and get all this maintenance done. I'm gonna first open the drain plug, let the oil start draining, and then I'll go ahead and change out my filter, and then this is where I'll refill it full of oil. I have the oil filter on there pretty tight just by hand, so hopefully that's enough. It does say 12 to 16 Newton meters of tightness if you get, I guess if you had a torque wrench on there, but it's pretty tight in there. I don't know how I'd get down in there. Right at the full mark. The kit comes with the fuel filter, and it says to replace it every 500 hours, and it looks pretty good right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. The front gear axle oil is supposed to be changed every 500 hours, but they do want you to check it every 50. And they're pretty particular about how you check this. So they only want you to set the dipstick back in and then pull it back out. They don't want you to screw it all the way back in. So they recommend that air filter is replaced once a year or every 100 hours. And I've had this about a year and a half, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace it since they gave me an air filter in the kit. So that all took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these fluids changed. So I'm gonna go warm up the tractor, get that hydraulic fluid warmed up a little bit, get it pulled into the shop and get that changed. So since I got the huge economy size because this stuff's so expensive, I'm just going to use this step ladder here to help me dispense this fluid, and I'm going to fill this filter up about 1/3 of the way full. I don't want to get these filters on here really tight. So what I'm going to do is snug them up, and then once I get this thing running, see if there's any leaks. If I need to tighten them up further, I will. So all these are oil filter pliers. I'm just being really careful just to kind of grab on the little flat edges that they have. That's about as tight as I want to get it, because I certainly don't want to bend the metal. This is the part that I've absolutely been dreading, is getting 4.1 gallons of hydraulic fluid in the tractor here. So you'll see the sight glass right there. That's what I'm looking at to make sure that I have enough fluid in the tractor. But before I actually consider this done, I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up, lift up the hydraulics and move them around a little bit. Maybe go forward and backward a little bit, and then check the fluid after that. Obviously need a little bit more, but I'm getting a little bit paranoid about putting too much fluid in here. I don't want to overfill it. All right, let's try this again. If you look at the sight glass, right there in the middle of the sight glass, you can see the fluid halfway up. That's where that's supposed to be. I've been dreading draining this oil water separator, and the reason is because I know it's going to make a huge mess. The filter inside didn't match the SA kit, at least the one that it calls for this tractor. The SA kit, it didn't match, so I don't think I'm going to change it. They just want it drained after 50 hours and replace it 100 hours, so I might wait and make sure that I have their proper filter before I get gutsy and try to change this out. And there is a little bit of garbage in the bottom. You want to make sure you get that out, because that's like that biofilm garbage that's going to cause some issues. So I'll go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and get it reinstalled. So I cleaned out the separator, and the kit did come with a new gasket, so I went ahead and put the gasket on. And that's all you have to do with this is a self-bleeding system. If you're using the tractor in wet or muddy conditions, then you need to grease the grease fittings once a day. If you're using it in dry conditions like I do, because I'm too afraid to get my tractor dirty, then every 50 hours is fine. There are 4 grease points on the tractor itself. There's one on either side of the steering arms, and then there's 2 grease fittings underneath the pedals. To check the alternator fan belt, you just want about a 1/2 inch deflection in the belt when you put some tension on it, when you push against it. I'm gonna go run this thing around the yard really quick, and then tomorrow I'll do a little bit more of a run around and a 50-hour review, and just kind of let you know what I think about the tractor so far. So I spent about $220 on the maintenance kit, and another $225, $230 on the hydraulic fluid. So it's about $450 just to do the maintenance at the 50-hour mark, and I used all Yanmar authentic parts and fluids, so hopefully that'll keep the warranty up. I like that this thing has a 10-year warranty, but like I've mentioned in another video, you do have to take it to a certified dealership every 3 years to keep that warranty, or else you'll lose the warranty. They kind of recertify it for you and keep the warranty. So as far as the review, there really isn't anything that we don't like about this tractor. We think we made a great choice, as we live on 6 acres and we have huge trees and pretty big rocks to move around and moving dirt, gravel, things like that. And this tractor has done everything that we've needed to do. I think the only person that likes this tractor more than I do is my daughter. If you ask her for a review, I think she would complain this thing doesn't have a horn.